everyone, Michael here. On review we have this John McGuire Valley Pro guitar. This is going to be a bit of a special review because this is actually my guitar. This is the launch of a model called the Valley Pro. Now you guys have probably all seen me playing these old Valley Arts guitars. These guitars were made back in the 80s and early 90s by Mike McGuire. Mike McGuire ran Valley Arts guitars. When the factory had to close due to a very bad fire, which was in 1992, production of these guitars ceased. Samick bought the company, but they weren't anywhere near as good as these originals. And then Gibson bought the name and had another go at making them as good as these originals. But what everybody sort of recognises is the old Valley Arts guitars, that super high quality, great wood, back in a time when there wasn't any shortage of great tone wood. Now these were made by Mike McGuire. John McGuire is Mike McGuire's son. You probably may, if you follow Guitar Interactive, there were maybe a year and a half ago, possibly up to 2 years ago, I reviewed one of these guitars. This is the John McGuire Tradition guitar. Did a great review of that guitar. I was very impressed by the guitar, and spoke to John. John offered to build me a guitar. But I'm all about the Stratocaster, and he's seen me play the Valley Arts guitars. So he suggested, why don't we launch the Valley Pro in honor of these old Valley Arts guitars. So this is officially 001. If I show you the serial number, can you see that there? It says John McGuire Guitars, JMG Guitars, 001. So while the serial numbers are low, I would jump in there. I know there's been a few made since this guitar, but the serial numbers are still low. John hand makes each guitar to your specifications. The basic model, if you like, is Floyd Rose and EMG pickups. Your choice of wood, your choice of pickups, but as it comes straight, if he's going to make a few in standard form, they will be EMG pickups and a Floyd Rose, just like the old Valley Arts guitars. But he will make any choice of pickups you like. He'll make any guitar you like in this sort of style. You can have the choice of the fretboard wood, the body wood, the colour, the finish, the scratch plate, even the whammy bar. It's all your choice. It's a bespoke instrument that you order from him. But just looking at this guitar, this isn't so standard in that you might notice these two little switches. What we've got in this one is the Fernandez Sustainer pickup. This enables some trickery. This switches it in. You probably know about the Fernandez pickup, but this switches it in, and this creates the harmonic, or in that mode, it will just create a sustained note. So I ordered it with a Fernandez Sustainer. I haven't got a guitar with a Sustainer, so I thought this would be a great guitar to have it in. Also, these EMG pickups. In standard form, it'll be an 85, SA and SA. This is an 89 pickup. What this enables me to do is, with the push-pull pot on the volume, I can switch. The 89 is a splittable EMG, basically, so you can get some twangy single coil sort of tones. can hear it jump when I push it in, and then you get much more gain. So this is a switchable humbucker. It's the 89. In standard form, as I said, you get an 85, SA and SA. I ordered my preference of a neck. We got a lovely piece of flame maple, if you can check that out. But my main concern was I wanted a big, chunky neck. I prefer a big sort of baseball bat neck because I think it adds a lot to the tone and the sustain, and I just find it comfortable in my hand. So this neck is, to anyone else picking up would notice that it's substantially thicker than usual. It's a Strat scale length, so 25.5-inch scale length. We've got an ebony fretboard. I sort of was thinking long and hard about what fretboard I wanted, but ebony was the one I decided on eventually, and I'm glad I did because it goes with this colour scheme. We talked about the colour of it. I wanted it translucent and I wanted a swamp ash body. So this is a one-piece swamp ash body, and I don't know if you can see, but what John has done is cleverly, he's burnt the grain so you can actually see the grain through the colour. I wanted it a sort of a pale blue, sonic bluish colour with the grain. So this is a very nice one-piece swamp ash body with a crazy grain, which I'm really, really pleased about. It was less than 3 pounds in weight, so it's a super light guitar, although obviously it's made heavier by the fact that it's got a Floyd Rose on it. And this battery compartment, normally if you're just going to have EMGs you would have one battery, but this has got 2 batteries because of the sustainer pickup. So it's one for the EMGs and one for the sustainer. So normally you just get one battery compartment. This won't be here if you don't have a sustainer. This is just to get to the electronics of the sustainer pickup. So there's a lot going on here, but there's a lot going on in the front of it as well. One of the things that, I opted for the Floyd, and in standard form the Valley Pro will come with a Floyd. But most guitars, if you think about it, most guitars don't come with the recess. Valley Arts guitars used to come with a recess, so you could do some crazy stuff, which we all did in the 80s, but it kind of works because it's got the recess. If you notice, there's a couple of, John's got his own thing going on. The scratch plate is actually different. The contouring of the body, I love this, I love this part of the body. Access to the higher part of the neck is great because it's all dressed away, and I love this sort of little detailing here. It's really, really kind of nice. Also, you won't find a Valley Arts guitar with a bare wood neck. This is we've moved on since then, and this is just an oil finished neck, so it feels fantastic as well. It's super resonant, super light. It does all the things that those Valley Arts guitars did. Some people might not be into EMG pickups. I love EMG pickups. They always sound good to me. And some people say that it doesn't matter what sort of wood you put EMG pickups in. Well, that's not true either, because I have a lot of guitars and they all sound different and they've all got different woods, but a lot of them have got EMG pickups in. So, for instance, a maple body or a mahogany body will sound different to a swamp ash body. The swamp ash has a sort of a mid-range bark and a tight low end. I like that sort of barky mid-range thing. And also it's a really pleasant wood to have around on longer gigs because it's light. So just running through the sounds a little bit. This isn't an EMG pickup, it's the Fernandez Sustainer, but even as a passive pickup, it does sound sort of quite nice. And then the combination of the EMG SA and the neck pickup, something close to a Strat out of phase sound. Maybe if I just get rid of some of the gain, go to the clean channel, you'll hear it a bit. You can hear the sound better. back to that neck pickup again. So the middle SA on the cleanest sound. And this is my favourite sound for you know, the high gain stuff. This is the in between of these two. And although it should be sort of an out-phase Strat sound, when you're using a humbucker, it doesn't sound like that out-phase Strat sound. It just sounds like a thick lead tone. But if you want that sort of more out-phase Strat tone, because it's splittable, it's an 89 humbucker, you can get that more quack. So it sounds a bit more like a Strat now. Pretty good for these sort of rhythm sounds. You get that sort of nice so it's very versatile, and full-on gain sound with the, you know, full mode humbucker. What also, I didn't talk about this end, lovely headstock design. John has done a kind of a cool little blue burst. It's very subtle, but it's got like a blue burst edge to it. And they're actually hip shop tuners, and they've got a nice sort of nickel finish. But I'm very proud to have 001. That's a very cool, in my head, means nothing really, but you know, it's nice to have 001. So definitely worth investigation. The chances of probably you guys finding an old Valley Arts guitar, very slim. There's only about 2,500 of them in the world. But to get your own bespoke guitar made in that style, John McGuire is probably the guy you need to speak to. You can choose the color, you know, you can choose the neck wood, you can choose the profile of the neck. These are 6105 frets. They come as standard, but I'm sure John will do you different frets if you want. It's a bespoke guitar built for you, but it will look in this sort of, you know, style. Beautiful Strat shape. It's going to be a beautiful finish, and very, you know, owing a lot to what his dad did with Valley Arts. Mike McGuire also went on to work at the Gibson Custom Shop, where John also learned a lot of his craft. So it's, you know, we've got a lot of experience. There's a lot of DNA in these guitars. So I'm very honoured to have the first John McGuire Valley Pro. I know it's a bit of a biased review, but I wanted you guys to see this guitar. But which, you know, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm really proud to have it. This is the John McGuire Valley Pro.